Alright, hello everyone. How is it going? Let's see, we already got people talking in chat. One person from Sweden. Hello, Sweden. I would like to visit you guys one day. So, I want to go over a few notes, just real quick before we jump into the actual campaign. Continue on for Honor. The couple notes are, this has been a trial to some extent. I've been doing these live streams to try to understand just how much people would actually want to watch live stream content, as well as making sure that I'm able to support live streaming. It hasn't been without its few hiccups here and there. Namely, some people have noted that it's hard to know when there's actually going to be a live stream. I'm going to fix that. The way I'm going to fix that is I'm going to begin announcing the live streams at least 24 hours beforehand. And so what's going to end up happening is I'll do that to the Facebook page. So if you have not been to my Facebook page, I don't blame you because I don't really use Facebook all that much. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce live streams there. It's probably the easiest way to announce them. So for people who are probably watching this stream after it's aired, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be announcing it on Facebook at least 24 hours in advance. And I'll always give those times in Greenwich Mean Time. So that is, generally speaking, most people can do their conversions from their part of the world. I'm hoping that this is either going to be the last or second to last live stream I will do For Honor. I'm only really going to be live streaming the campaign here, as I did multiplayer in the beta. And then I'll move on to some other games, try to do some games that I really enjoy. I got a couple that I definitely have planned in the future. And then a couple of other notes for those who are actually active in the chat on the live stream page. By all means, continue to talk, ask questions. The more information that you guys send out in the live chat, the more things I can respond to. It's hard to play and look at it, but I try to glance over and have conversations. I know I get quiet sometimes. I'm trying to enjoy this game. It's my first time playing through the campaign, so I'm trying to enjoy it hopefully just as much as anyone who's playing the campaign for the first time, or those of you who are watching, which is why I'm quiet when there's cutscenes and whatnot. And I keep kind of looking over to the side here, as this is where my chat is. Yeah, so hopefully that this live streaming is a bit of a success. Hopefully this is the type of content people will enjoy watching. I certainly enjoy playing games, and so I'm going to do this regardless of whether or not I live stream. If this is something you like, obviously, please, again, always give me the feedback. And yeah, hit like buttons, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, go check out my Patreon page. Do whatever you got to do. As always, really what it comes down to at the end of the day is I really appreciate the fact that I can start this live stream unannounced, and I already have almost 20 people watching it. That's really incredible. I don't know why you guys put up with me. Okay, so before I actually get started on live stream, I'll go ahead and tease this. Here's a picture from my upcoming review, and it is uploading right now. Not really uploading, it's processing right now. So you guys will have a chance to see that probably in about 12 hours. I'm going to do some stuff that I do, and then set a nice kind of targeted time to release the video. It'll probably be 6 a.m. my time in the morning, my time, tomorrow. So there we go. Let's see some of the things as I'm preparing for the story mode. Someone asked me what my favorite helmet is. I don't know if that's in the game or just in general. I actually have a couple answers for that. I really like the way jousting tournament helmets look. I like barbutes from the standpoint of being able to see a person's face. But I'm a very big fan of just a nice clothes helm. Let's see. Have I played Rome Total War? I have not, but I do definitely intend on playing at some point.
The Valkyries. warriors who have made a deal with the gods. Each one can earn glory for our fallen dead. In time, they can win a place for the deserving. But they alone decide for whom they fight. Masters of the spear and shield, scouts, trackers, and perhaps your only hope for salvation.
And someone asked if I was planning on doing something like this for Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yes, I do. We plan on that. Axe or Warhammer? I like a good Warhammer. Unless I'm trying to chop down a tree. Have I ever tried making a sword? I've never tried making a sword, although I have started making a dagger. I want to get better at it before I ever do videos on it, so I'll make myself look like a complete fool. I do plan on eventually getting into making swords.
The Mire. An apt name for a terrible place. I was sent to find a way through. Let's start by finding an outpost, or a camp, or something.
And I will say that in general, this game, I'm already beginning to get tired of the gameplay. I mentioned that earlier, that that was actually a concern that I had, is that eventually I would just get bored. And it seems to be holding true. I do feel like I've gotten better at the gameplay.
This place is unpleasant.
So while I feel like I've gotten better at the gameplay, I don't necessarily feel like it's going to hold my attention for the longest time ever. And to some extent, that's a little bit concerning when you're talking about a $60 title, but at the same time, it's kind of the risk you run, really, with any game. And I will say that in general, I do feel the polish on this game is actually a lot better than what Ubisoft is usually able to do for us in terms of game polish, which I think is kind of nice. Usually they're polished, you know, they're buggy as all get out. And so, hey, alright, you know, we actually have a halfway decent looking game. My thoughts on Sweden. So, since I've never actually been there, I can't give my real good thoughts on Sweden as a land, a country, etc. What I will say is that certainly one of my favorite swordsmiths of all time, Peter Johnson, comes from Sweden, and there's a lot to be said for that. Alright, let's get this Eon out of the way here. And so, from that standpoint, Sweden's awesome. I also find the history of Sweden pretty interesting.
Whoever that warrior had alerted was probably who I wanted to talk to.
Especially actually the prehistory of Sweden. It's pretty interesting.
They had one of our missing scouts captive.
Which dagger am I making?
You've done well to stay alive.
I am making a simple thrust style medieval dagger. I don't know that there's a specific kind of type I can really
There was activity
give it.
by the docks to the north.
I'm basing its design on the gallows glass. It's meant to be a companion piece for that sword. Look, a ranged ability. That's neat. So it has the same cross section, that is a hexagonal cross section, as the gallows glass. And I will try to do as much detailing work as I can on it. I have a really basic profile made, but nothing real special yet. Alright, let's see here. Oh.
Smells of dead fish and rot.
Also, right after I finish playing today, I have a random rambling I plan on filming that is partially inspired by my experience playing this game, but also inspired from some other concepts. It's actually a HEMA-related conversation, but it's something I've actually had on my docket. I actually keep a list.
The docks, I wonder.
Have a list I maintain of topics I'd like to cover or videos I'd like to do, so I don't actually forget them whenever I have an
Maybe
idea.
one of them would know how to
I try to write it down. My goodness. Do I think the new King Arthur movie will be any good? I really like Guy Ritchie, but I have no hopes for that movie. Mostly because I think it already looks kind of terrible, and that's just from the trailer. What he did for Sherlock Holmes was interesting and a lot of fun. Not perfect, but interesting and a lot of fun. But I will say that I'm not real impressed with the King Arthur adaptation that he's got going on. All that said, I do think there's some aspects of the design that look pretty neat. And I also, I'm a big Arthurian Legends fan, and honestly I've never actually seen an Arthurian movie that I've actually 100% liked. So, there you go. Which type of sword do I like the most? Answer that in a moment. Looks like I got a boss fight.
So? What did they tell you?
I don't speak Japanese.
Well, now what?
I think that's supposed to be a punchline.
We need maps!
There's a monastery.
How do you know? Wait here. I'll get reinforcements. Wait for us here.
All right. Happy birthday, Frederick. a long loading screen. Let's see, there's a cloak that's being made. Sorry, I might have missed the first part of that conversation.
Finally. I guessed that what I needed would be near the top. Seemed reasonable.
Have I ever made a knife before? No. I'm learning the process. I've done blacksmithing before. Oops, I started talking and then I had this person attack me.
Don't want to stir up too much trouble.
I know. Yes, they're still stopping me for these stupid tutorial prompts. It's kind of annoying. Really, they're not... At this point, they're just telling you certain moves you can use. Which I guess is kind of helpful information to some extent.
Just need to get to the top, I think.
Yes, blacksmithing is a lot harder than it would at first appear. I can't claim to be really good at any of it, but I've learned at least the basics. I certainly enjoy it. It's a... Where does it even come from? It's certainly a lot of fun to do. Knife making, I'm using the stock removal method, which of course is where you basically start with a blank bar of steel and you work it grinding it down to the shape you want.
Gods, I hope there are maps up there.
I've got the basic blade profile done, but then I moved and I didn't have a lot of time to work on it past then, and my workshop here is not fully set up yet. I'll catch myself on fire, apparently.
I should be quick.
Which part of making a dagger is the hardest part for me? The most difficult part that I've had so far has been getting a good bevel, one that looks nice, especially on the hexagonal cross section that I'm working on. So there's all these dividing paths on this level, and I kind of want to explore everywhere. It gets me running in circles though. I'm doing it with 1095 steel, which is a good steel for a dagger. would not necessarily be a good steel for a sword, but for a shorter blade length, it's good.
Strength is no match for skill.
Man, that was quite the fight. Alright, let's see here. Sure, I'll take that.
Archers!
Guess I'm running from arrows here.
In hindsight, I should probably have waited for backup. Don't look back. Too many to fight. I needed to just run. Keep moving, Mona. I had what we needed, a way through the mire. The city would be ours.
Koto, the Emperor's city. High on a stone cliff, defended by crumbling bridges and gates, and by a force that was far too small for such a vast place. The city was ripe for plunder.
Apparently, somehow my settings got back down to normal instead of hard difficulty level. Romeo says, I've noticed several of the enemies you fight look very reminiscent of the Japanese Imperial soldiers post Meiji Restoration and getting westernized, just with older weapons and newer clothes. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Japanese culture in general, but it is certainly a blending of a lot of different time periods.
We fought on that bridge. Behind that bridge lay a whole city full of plunder. And if we failed now, we would leave with nothing to show for it. One more push would do it.
They're retreating! Victory is near! Keep at them! We're The city will be ours! The enemy is
Take the bridge!
One of the things I like about the warden class this guy doesn't seem to have is that when you kill these little peons, you get heals. At least that's my understanding. And so not having it here is a bit strange in some ways. Conversation in chat saying the game looks fun, but sure wish the combat was a little bit more realistic in nature. And then the comment that was follow-up in the chat said, yeah, it's about as realistic as you can get with still maintaining gameplay. I think with this style of game, that's potentially true. It's certainly a lot more difficult to give this type of gameplay and not have it be too quick or hard to follow. And so, you know, you mix a little bit of the fantasy in, or you make it the type of thing where, yeah, it could be more realistic, but you know what, it's alright, because it works for what it is.
Archers! Stay down! The gate was in sight.
All right. I think Kingdom Come Deliverance will hopefully be a game that does realistic combat a little bit better.
The enemy is falling back! We've nearly done it, Raider! Just a little farther!
Yeah, and then the comments, one comment from Romeo says, honestly, I'd rather not end up seeing what Ubisoft has in mind for realistic combat. Probably very true. Their concepts can be a little bit silly to some extent.
We have them!
Clear the bridge!
This is no gate. It's more like a door.
Here comes some more of that good Viking technology.
It's not a bad idea. You might live. The All-Father's favor is a fickle thing. Impress him with your audacity, and he will see you through to victory. But let audacity grow into overconfidence, and he will deliver you to your enemies. It was a great raid!
Valhalla, warrior!
My goodness. Wow. It's a rather impressive, unexpected turn of events. As I fight that this time, I will not just go into fighting one guy. Now I know that. G.I. Joe told me that knowing is half the battle. The other half is hitting things with a giant axe. One down, the other one should be significantly easier for that.
I will face you! Face me, you coward!
As we usually get close enough where one of those guys just attacks him. What a cheap way to win that fight.
Impressive. I will enjoy this. You are a raider. Legendary. 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 You are a raider. Legendary.
Yeah, I keep saying that a lot. In case you didn't know, I'm a raider. Legendary.
defeat you myself. I must now defeat I will be fast enough to I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you!
I think this guy must defeat me. Seems to be having an issue of saying the same thing over and over again.
You. I must defeat you. I must defeat you.
Well. Break these pots is great. There we go.
I must defeat you. I must defeat you. I must defeat you.
Keep running!
I must defeat you. I must defeat you. I must defeat you.
My goodness. This guy is all over the place. Have I ever made riveted mail? No, I have not. It's pretty time consuming. I do plan on doing riveted mail at some point, but I don't really want to go through the process of making every link and trying to find a place to source halfway decent links, rings that are already kind of pre-ready to do the riveting with.
I must
would be great.
defeat you.
Wow, my goodness. Come here, buddy.
I must defeat you. I must defeat you. I must defeat you.
I will die today, but first, I'll kill you.
I must defeat you. I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you!
My goodness. Do I have any Catapulters in my collection? No, I do not. Boy, this game. I'll say this is repetitive. Yes, it is. It's kind of the problem with this game that I'm seeing the more I play it. Even though the campaign at least mixes things up, this is essentially the game. This combat is the game. So apparently you can't parry all those, which is...
I must defeat you! I must defeat you!
This game's gonna become a lot about parrying.
I must defeat you!
Valhalla! I am coming!
I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you!
Keep running!
I must defeat you!
My goodness. This boss.
I must.
How many which things have I forged? When I did the blacksmith thing, it was very much kind of a beginner's thing. I've learned from the blacksmith who've been doing it for about 20 years. And the things that I made when I did that, I made a link for a large chain. I made a basic nail, and I made a metal leaf. The metal leaf was certainly the more complex thing.
I must defeat you! I must defeat you! I must defeat you!
I will die today. But first, I will kill you.
Almost
I must
there.
defeat
Heals
you!
in here.
I must defeat you!
What I don't understand is he seems to have a lot of life that doesn't go away. I'm not really sure why that is.
I must defeat you!
There we go. Finally.
Outstanding.
I like how the Viking cutscenes, they didn't bother writing dialogue, just have them grunt and scream.
Gates open. We had done it. Beyond those gates, riches, spoils, plunder. The great raid of the war-born clans would become legend.
If the commanders of the Iron Legions knew about it...
Now we can speak freely.
Well, that's a relief.
We're all your humble servants, Master.
So, what is the real plan?
War. Huh? The natural state of our species. Yet these monsters flee from it. They're cowards. We must be brave for them.
We cannot hope to trigger war everywhere.
We can. If we recruit our enemies to the cause.
A lot of conversations happening about Dark Souls. I will ask everyone, calm down, be civil, it's alright. Some people have not seen previous live streams. That's cool. Let's try to keep it all civilized. Will I do reviews on medieval clothing? Yes. Maybe. I actually have a feeling that if I were to do medieval clothing-based things, I'd actually end up having my wife do it. I've done that once. Done that once with a Templar tabard. Clothing is not, I don't have a real
The city was open.
solid understanding of it.
There was one warrior among the samurai who could have prevented that disaster. A single Orochi, locked in a prison cell for years. That imprisonment was about to come to an end.
Alright, looks like I'm on to the samurai here. Have I played Chivalry? Yes, I have. I played Chivalry and Wars of the Roses. I feel like they actually mistitled that game, but it was supposed to be Wars of the Roses. I've played both of those. I've also played Mount & Blade. I played a lot more Mount & Blade than I did anything else. They're all kind of janky. None of them ever really did what I wanted them to do.
We samurai are outnumbered. Each of our warriors must be the match of 10 of our enemies. Each Orochi is a match for 100. Swift, strong, the truest masters of the katana. Their armor, a perfect balance of flexibility and strength. They are the finest warriors the world has ever known.
Warband's clumsiness found charming. Yeah, the thing about all those games, they all honestly feel a little bit clumsy. So one thing this game does well is at least you know what the reactions are going to be. You know if you were successful in parrying or attacking. Those always just felt like you just swung away and someone would eventually win. It was usually the person with a long pole arm.
Home. We samurai lost our true home long ago. Now, to us, that word means something different. We made a new home, but we have to fight to hold it. I wasn't going to be fighting anyone from inside a prison cell. But my friends, my daimyo, saw an opportunity and took it. They're burning the city.
We're leaving. I said we're leaving. Let's go.
We can't.
This is how you ended up here in the first place.
We needed a quick way through. Fire would do it.
So someone said, bring back the epic beard. Sorry, that probably is not going to happen. I'm currently doing a different beard because I'm going to Star Wars Celebration, and my wife would like me to dress up as Kanan from Star Wars Rebels. So I'm going to be working on a beard that I can do to match that right now. Some other people were talking about how this game would be nice to have, let's see, fire arrows. Would be nice to have in terms of...
Let's blow that gate open.
Would have been nice to have a nice campaign, and that this campaign seems a little lackluster. I would agree with that assessment. I think that this is a very, very lackluster campaign. For the most part. Yes, this is meant to be mainly a multiplayer
We were
game.
badly outnumbered. Fire would
And
even the odds.
the campaign is certainly to some extent just kind of an add-on that they did in order to actually... Really, I think to put that price mark on it, because $60 for a multiplayer-only game that has a decent quality to it, but certainly is not the greatest thing ever. Again, I don't think there's a huge longevity there.
How did this happen?
And because there's not that longevity, you are kind of reliant on, in terms of trying to sell people on it, having a campaign. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, if I had to do all over again, I would probably wait for this to go on sale. Because it doesn't really warrant the $60 price mark, in my opinion. But that's okay.
Hope jail didn't dull my skill.
Apparently she didn't die. I think I was just supposed to just shoot at this thing. And then I didn't. So, I'll do that from now on. Apparently that won't let me attack from above for some reason. And I glitched the game, that's fun.
There's so many.
Really need to be able to not fight, kind of in the middle of everything here. Let me back my stamina. My goodness.
Once we're done, we go. Agreed?
Back to what I was doing.
It was time to regroup. Find Okuma and Momiji. He should be defending the bridge. Let's find Momiji.
Poisonous mushrooms make amazing traps! Poison traps on the ground!
It wasn't the strangest defense I'd ever taken part in.
I don't actually know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Alright, there we go. So I've set some poison traps. And update the... There we go.
If you say so, Momiji.
Defend the mushrooms!
Let's see if this works.
I feel like the field of view and the claustrophobic nature of the camera in this game is really infuriating.
Destroyed a poison soul! This will work.
As Mooski said, no matter what you think of this particular game, For Honor, it's successful, which means we might see more games like it in the future. That is absolutely true, and that's actually one of the advantages, thankfully, that this gives us, is that despite how historically inaccurate it may be, despite the fact that it's a fantasy game, despite a lot of things, a lot of aspects to it, at the end of the day, it is being very successful, and this gives the industry the knowledge that if they make more things like this, people will pay for it. And I think that's a valuable lesson that we want them to learn. Hopefully that means we'll have good games eventually.
I can't believe we're doing this.
All hooks on you!
Alright, finally. Move on.
Fire and poison and steel. It was working. But we needed to push them back.
I got hit by my own person with a poison attack. That's a little bit annoying. It's not a good way to fight a battle, I'll tell you. Get poisoned by your own teammate, even if it is AI. It's infuriating.
Watch the fight distract!
All we had to do was get those gates closed. What were the Blackstones doing in our city?
Oh, I was not even paying attention to what was going on. Guess I should really do that. I was reading chat. I thought I was in a cutscene. So let me try that again.
Knights from the Blackstone Legion. Where's Ayu? The Vikings broke into our city. They didn't know who they served.
Ah, the last few. Daimyo, your emperor is dead. Will you take his place?
Never.
Would you be emperor?
After I kill the rest of them, I'm coming to kill you.
A wolf. Leave the palace to Seijuro. The others can fight for the scraps.
Who do you think you are?
War. I am war.
So chat talking about the Great Wall with Matt Damon and historical accuracy in a lot of things like games and movies, etc. I will note that one of the problems with historical accuracy is as soon as you adapt it to really anything, you're going to lose some of the historical accuracy. Hey, look, I have a Triforce now. That's pretty cool. So even in a game that's a real-time strategy that uses historical accurate or historical events, unless you play it exactly like, or unless the game forces you to play it exactly like
we would see how strong
it unfolded in history, it's not historically accurate. So how do you make that work?
I gave Seijuro
right?
the palace. The other 4 survivors of my test, I left in the swamp. It was the daimyo Ayu who made the first move.
People talking about the movie The Great Wall. That was just for box office money in China. Yeah, it's one of the biggest movies made out of a Chinese production company. It's targeted for the Chinese market. The Chinese film market, in terms of money that can be made there, is extremely large. A lot larger than the U.S. at this point, I believe, is the way it's done. So hopefully it won't happen, but movies being catered to that market is a very highly likely thing. You see that a lot already in some films with casting decisions.
Every army needs warriors whose specialty is victory. Kensei, sword saints, the guardians of our people. Every great ruler since the fall has trained as a sword saint. Every one. And we are formidable. Our armor is the strongest of our people. As is our will.
So what I was saying is that really what it comes down to is that a lot of things like casting decisions are made specifically to market to that Chinese market. You can look at the Star Wars Rogue One as a great example of this, because the character that Donnie Yen plays really serves no purpose in the film. He's basically interjected to give the Chinese people someone to be able to identify with within Star Wars, because historically they don't really like Star Wars. So you put Donnie Yen in it, and suddenly maybe it'll be something really, really good for them to enjoy, and they'll go watch it because of that. I'm not going to complain because I like Donnie Yen, but at the same time, if there isn't a purpose for a character, they just become kind of purposeless, and it hinders the film. I'm all for good multicultural casting as long as it makes sense. And they don't make sense with it. Currently, they just interject it because you got to worry about that money. You got to worry about the green you can make off of it. And for anyone who doesn't like Donnie Yen, I'm so sorry, because he's amazing.
I was the last daimyo set free in the mire.
Happy hunting.
Happy hunting? Apollyon thought we would fight each other to claim the Emperor's power. She was right. Every daimyo who had passed her test was a war criminal. We would tear our people apart. Or I could finish it. Before it had a chance to start.
Prepare for it! They brought the fight to us!
I'm going to find you.
Flee like a dog, coward!
Fire now!
Danja was pious. Piety does not excuse
You
villainy.
dare disrespect this place? How dare you challenge me?
You have slain anyone in your way, Danja.
The Emperor was right about you.
Alright, trying to get used to this class. I actually kind of like it. It's nice and quick and fairly straightforward, which I actually kind of appreciate at this point with some of these classes. They're a lot more straightforward some than others. So one down.
I see the enemy!
Where are you hiding?
This game really is like a contradiction in terms in some ways because it's polished, but then aspects of it are not. Aspects of it need to be better. And mostly that's tied to like plot and whatnot. Like the plot needs to be better, but the look of it is really nice. You know, it's really strange. Into my poison trap. I set that there just for you. The camera does some really weird things sometimes too. If you release the trigger at the wrong time.
Right behind you!
Arrows.
Attack!
They're here!
Where did Apollyon leave you? Kazan was greedy. He would take more than our people could give.
Way too many things going on right now, so let's kill these people.
Something's moving over there!
Now let's go over here.
Right behind you! army fights better.
That was
There's
stripped
a
from
lot
you.
of people down.
I cannot allow you to rule.
In chat asking, no, my channel's not becoming just a strict gaming channel. I just happen to be playing right now.
Won't break so
Still plan on doing a lot of the same content that I've been doing. Apparently I called errors of myself. Going to just become a gaming channel, but I also have some plans to regular content released fairly soon here. Probably tomorrow. You know, the thing that I didn't want my channel to have the same conversation everyone else, etc. It seems like everyone got in on that conversation, and honestly, I don't really care. I don't think the conversation's all that valid. One of those things where I'm inclined to just say, you know what? It is what it is. It's alright. I'll play it. I'll give it a shot. Have some fun with it. I don't really view that as my core content of my channel. If I was a gaming channel, I'd be playing a lot more than just medieval style games. And I do play a lot more than medieval style games. But in this case, this one's a pretty popular one, so I figured I'd give it a shot.
I see the enemy.
So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Kazan was greedy.
Something
He would take more than our people could give.
Go. I think I knocked both of those guys off, and no, there's still a ton of people down here for me to have to fight.
I will be emperor.
Stop this! Yield! Serve me!
Alright, I just wanted to not have to fight all those guys with this as well. Oof, this guy hits like a brick though.
The emperor laughs at you.
Let's let my health refill here.
You hid your wealth, so you do not have to share it.
Begone, are you? This serves no purpose.
Oh, my goodness. Everyone is talking a lot about different cultures. It's kind of hard. I'm picking up in the middle of the conversation, so I don't know exactly what all is being said. This boss is certainly pretty difficult. little bit surprised. But I think I've got the pattern down. It's a lot of a waiting game with him.
We're on
Look out! They're here!
Where are you
The
hiding?
enemy attacks! Attack! I see the enemy! I'm with you!
Someone's here! Make ready! Let them fly!
Kazan was greedy. He would take more than our people could give.
You want what I have? Never! Stop this! Bow before me!
I just want to see if I can draw just these guys away from him. Seems to be difficult, though.
The enemy is here!
I won't let you squeeze our people dry, Kizan!
So, you choose to live with shame, huh? Come!
The throne is mine, are you?
No one in my command would show such kindness!
Come on. He's always attacking when I'm trying to get away from him, but when I try to goad him, he doesn't do anything.
Wait for this!
His parry response is pretty hard to get away from, unfortunately.
Our next encounter!
He's definitely a more difficult fight.
Pathetic fool!
You have proven yourself unworthy, Kizan!
Almost got him, though.
Enemy troops, over there! Something's moving over there! If you know what's good for you!
Come on, just fight me. There we go. The rest of these guys I can take down easily.
Prepare for death!
Oh, just added one, apparently.
Where did you go?
So there's a lot of conversations kind of happening in tandem that I can see in the chat. One thing I will always keep in mind, everyone try to keep it civil as much as possible. But also, I kind of agree, I think one of the things that could be really interesting for them to do with this game is to take the concept, keep it fantasy. I don't mind it being fantasy, I don't need it to be historically accurate, etc. But begin to add some of the other cultures in there, right? They kind of started with 3 very distinct cultures, but they could easily do others. And I would love to see what their take, their kind of fantasy-influenced take, would be on some cultures that are maybe lesser known. I think that could be really interesting. Just general note there.
I found the vault!
Someone is near!
Alright, one more place to go. If I lived in the Middle Ages, what type of job or type of person would I be? Type of warrior? If I could have a job, I would be a merchant.
Was a coward. He
If
had
I
been
could
given
choose.
everything. He had never learned compassion.
That would be my choice. Well, that didn't work. I'd be merchant by choice. Certainly, I think for the most part, I would be, if I had to be a warrior, I would want to be an archer. Because that would give me probably the best, highest likelihood of actually surviving. So generally speaking, archers are kept in reserve, realistically. My goodness, this guy.
You face me now!
Join me! Serve me! You cannot be trusted! I will stop you!
Coward!
Better that than a corpse! You are wrong about me, You are only proving what we always believed about you, are you?
You would lead us into slavery!
I had done it.
Our Emperor is dead! The Blackstone Legion has done this! Apollyon wants us to go to war with ourselves! I refuse! We are being forced into a new age.
Vikings.
Apollyon would regret leaving me alive.
Again, I really can't stand it when they sheathe their swords without a sheath or a saya. This game is kind of like the medieval times equivalent to like what medieval times does for restaurants. This game does for video games. It's not historically
I
accurate, but it can be
expected the
fun.
Samurai Civil War to last for years, not days.
In chat, you guys are
Nothing
ridiculous. What's my
unites
favorite
like a common
vegetable?
enemy. The Vikings had not had time to escape the mire with their bounty. That Orochi, Ayu, and their new allies set out to try to stop them.
My goal actually in this live stream is to actually complete the campaign. I'm going to try to get through all of it, so I don't do any more live streams of this game past this point. That's my goal.
I followed Apollyon's trail into the mire. I was searching for Ayu. Well, well, well. Do you know where Ayu is?
What impressed me most about the daimyo Ayu was her ruthlessness. Yet, she lies to herself about her reasons.
Hope Ayu is still alive.
Hello, Travis. My day has been great. I have a day off. It is President's Day in the U.S. And for my work, that means I get the day off. That's been a good thing.
These Vikings need to be taught a lesson.
Do I have any more Albion sword reviews coming up? Yes and no. I definitely will have some in the future. Sorry, I'm looking around. I want to see if there's anything. I'll have more in the future. I've got a couple people who are willing to ship me some of their Albions for me to review. I also should have one new Albion coming at some point. Do I have any games planned for my next live stream? I have 3 that I will be doing in the future at various points. These are not immediate future at all. I plan on doing a live stream of a pinball game. I won't say much more on that other than to say that I've been wanting to do it for a while, and live streams just haven't been a thing that I've been doing until now. And so being able to do that I think will be a lot of fun. Mostly I just want to do it because I really like pinball, so I want to talk about it as much as I possibly can. The new Berserk game is coming out based on the manga. And so I plan on playing that.
These Vikings need to be taught a lesson.
And this year is the 10th anniversary of the Lord of the Rings Online, and so I plan on the anniversary, or sometime around the anniversary, I plan on just kind of playing the game and reminiscing about having played it for 10 years. More to do with just my general love of Middle-earth. Again, I've got my own people poisoning me, which is not cool.
You Vikings have taken too much from us!
So yeah, those are the games I know I want to do a live stream of at some point. I'm always open for suggestions. For the most part, a lot of the games I play are not medieval in nature. And because of that, it's not really something that is so easy to kind of fit into the theme of my channel. And so for that reason, you know, it's just, I probably won't do live streams of those. There we go. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be coming up here. Okay. So yeah, tell me if you're interested in any of those games.
Where is your plunder,
things people would like to watch. I have no idea. You know, this is really, I've never really done live streaming before, so I don't know what people want. I should play Shadow of Mordor is one of the things being said here, or Age of Empires. I would play Shadow of Mordor, but I've already beaten that game. And I beat it on 100% completion. And as much as I would like to kind of revisit it, and maybe, because I know they've done new achievements, so maybe I'd do like an achievement hunter live stream or something. But in general, once you've played it, you're probably pretty good. You don't really need to keep playing that game. But it was a lot of fun. War in the North would be another good Lord of the Rings game to play.
You Vikings have taken too much from us!
Brilliant! One more corpse for the pile!
Any classics like RPGs, Baldur's Gate, etc.
A lot of dead daimyo around here.
That was stopping a civil war.
Guess the Emperor was wrong about you.
Our neighbors are persistent.
That they are.
Secure the dock. We'll meet you there.
Someone asking, don't I feel tired now? I've been playing for quite some time. Yeah, I have been playing for quite some time, and yes, I'm hoping to get through to the end of the campaign and be done. That's my goal, which is why I'm kind of doing a long live stream here.
Secure the dock, she says. Like it's that easy. I was hoping to catch the Vikings before they left with their plunder.
That was a... What are my plans for Historias in the future? I mentioned this in another live stream. One of the ones I would like to do soon. I got some stuff I want to do. In terms of quality level for these things, I got some things I'd like to do first. But I have one that I'll be doing on an aspect of Viking history that's very rarely talked about. It's kind of the thing I want to do with the Historia series, really, is talk about things that are not necessarily what people talk about a lot. Little tidbits of history that can be pretty interesting. Must be cheap and shoot him with an arrow. Yeah, I was playing this on realistic and it was tough because it doesn't have those checkpoints.
I hate Vikings.
Archers!
Delay that order. We have more pressing matters. Sejuro. Polion gave him the palace.
It will take more than a palace to rule our people.
We will remove the pretender to the Emperor's throne.
So I started this live stream on realistic, and that was actually problematic because as I played through it, I would get close to the end of a level and die, and then have to start all over again. That doesn't make for a very interesting viewing experience per se. So I decided to knock it down to one level below that, so the checkpoints weren't nearly as bad.
Ayu brought her newly reunited army to the front door of the Emperor's palace. Now there were only 2 daimyo left, she and Sejuro. But it was that Orochi who would determine the course of history.
I think there's probably 2 levels left. This one and one more would be my guess. Do I play much sports aside from HEMA? No. I like to shoot hoops with basketballs. I like baseball, but I haven't played in a really long time. I'm always up for playing a sport type game, but I'm not a big
Imperial
sports
Palace.
guy.
A fortress within a fortress.
Sejuro! Our people bleed! Put down your weapons!
Then end this, and kneel before me.
Sejuro wasn't giving up, and he had strong warriors at his side. But we had numbers. We just needed a way in. I hadn't been inside the palace in 3 years. Not since the Emperor had ordered me imprisoned.
I'm not a big sports guy. I didn't play a lot of sports in high school. I did music. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I was a scrawny little
accepted my offer.
high schooler.
The
All
palace
stuff
was
an
his.
option.
And at least 50 of the greatest
Guess I'm going
warriors
through
the
here.
samurai chose to fight beside him. They were few, but they were mighty.
Where am I going? Reach the main gate. Alright, what am I missing here? I feel like I should be doing something right here.
I hear Seijuro's warriors. Paper walls. No match for steel.
I hear them.
Well, I do a live stream of multiplayer of this game. I did the open beta live stream. That was multiplayer. I won't do any more past that. What music did I do in band? I played saxophone. And then eventually I played... I started playing drums, and I play a little bit of guitar now. I probably should not have done that. That seems like it was a terrible idea. Also, my own person is stabbing me in the back, which is not what you want. I'm actually not sure what's going on right now. My goodness. I should probably sneak past those guys. And also, something was going really strange. I had a very odd lag or something. I don't really know what it was. That was kind of annoying.
Paper walls. No match for steel.
Alright, my own person constantly hitting me and poisoning me is not a lot of fun. So, that's annoying. Do I listen to classical or something of that sort at all? I listen to movie soundtracks, primarily. So I really like film scores. They're kind of our modern equivalent to classical music. Classical music, I don't mind at all.
No match for steel.
Seriously. Oh my goodness, I don't know why I'm having trouble now. Have I listened to King of Kings series by Dan Carlin? Yes, I have. Am I streaming this game because I'm enjoying it or for some other reason? Well, I wanted to play it. I bought it. I wanted to play through the campaign. It's enjoyable enough.
Paper walls. No match for steel.
That's why I'm playing it. I figured there's a lot of people who might want to see it, and honestly, it's just the thing I'm doing, so I figured I'd live stream it. Maybe other people would want to see it, and they don't actually own it, so who knows? I figured I'd just try something different is what it comes down to.
I hear them.
I think I can just sneak past these people.
I hear Seijuro's warriors.
It's very pretty.
Ever played Trine? Yes, I did. I enjoyed
The
Trine.
city of the samurai stands on a high mesa.
Seijuro had the best fighters with him. We would need that strength. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, characters constantly talking over each other is definitely a problem. What's my point of view on Game of Thrones? It's an enjoyable television series. I cannot stand George R.R. Martin as an author. I think he's just the worst. I know I'm in the minority there in a lot of ways, but I think everything that Tolkien does right, Martin does wrong in some ways. Oh dear. Rough. Also, part of the problem having this person standing behind me is I can't dodge backwards. The AI of your companions leaves much to be desired. Why am I stuck? Yeah, something gets me stuck here. her behind me because she is annoying me to no end. Really wish she'd quit circling behind me. It's really, really annoying. There we go. I got a checkpoint, that's nice.
Only the best for the Emperor.
Our army is on the other side.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
I'm gonna have to fight an elephant.
I needed a way to get the gate open. I had an elephant.
I'm glad I don't have to fight the elephant. That would be sad.
This is the best plan. Do you hear that?
Oh, I see. I'm supposed to hit these gate components. Thankfully, the elephant was smarter than I was.
Where did the elephant come from, do you think?
Can't set this charge again.
Gotta stay out of its path.
Ready for battle!
Wow. Really need to be able to heal here. Waiting for that opportunity. There we go. Oh dear.
Just need that elephant to cooperate.
Guess I should also do this. Oh dear.
This is amazing!
So one of the things that's really annoying is that when they do a big wind-up charge move, you can't run in and do the grapple attack,
I
which I think is really dumb. Because if anyone has ever done any martial arts at all, you know that as soon as someone opens themselves up, that's when you charge in. That's when you actually go for it. And these big wind-up moves, when they get that invulnerability, it's kind of infuriating because it's not exactly what you would expect it to do. You know, the mechanics of the game feel too much like a game.
Too bad we need that elephant. I would like to fight it.
Yep, it started out cool, now it feels tedious. That's how this game feels, in all honesty.
This was a bad idea.
In a lot of ways, this game, unfortunately, the tedium is a big aspect of it. It would help a lot. Oh dear. Help a lot if this elephant wasn't. But also trying to kill me as well as the really big guy. I guess he killed the really big guy. Elephant, come here.
You are out.
There we go.
Put down your sword.
Find Seijuro.
We will not be stopped. Seijuro can't be far.
Too many warriors were dying. We needed to find Seijuro.
Alright. Oh man. Sorry for the tedium, guys.
Too many warriors were
Hopefully
dying.
not much more.
We needed to find Seijuro.
I mean, I say that like I'm not enjoying it. It's fun enough, it's just that it can be a little bit frustrating when what you think the mechanics of the game should be don't actually turn out to be that way. Like, whatever's going on right now, I'm bored. And I really don't like these NPCs that are on your side. Like, I'd almost rather fight alone because they're so infuriating. All they do is get in my way and kill me and knock me into things, which is just the worst. So I'm just gonna let them fight. I wish they would die. My goodness. It gets too crowded, and the game mechanics don't support the way they fight. Alright.
had to be nearby.
Here we go.
In there! There had been so much killing. But we were not enemies.
And I'm stuck on that guy again, which is annoying. Well, you say they won't fight anything that I'm fighting, but that's not true. They seem to try to, like, poke through my character at the enemy, and they end up putting bleed and status effects on my character, which is just infuriating. But I don't want to be fighting at a disadvantage, but that's exactly what happens. My own people are putting me at a disadvantage. I don't think that's normally a bad thing, but in the cases of the way this game campaign is set up, wow. That went south really quickly. It's one of those things where it sets you up for failure because your own people are working against you when they're supposed to be benefiting you.
Seijuro had to be nearby. In there! There had been so much killing.
Focus on this big guy.
But we were not enemies.
Oh, we're not? Jeez. Again, I'm pretty sure it was my own guy who just hit me. Really like that heal. Oh, but I'm not gonna get it. That's really unfortunate. There we go. Ugh.
Execute me! I will be remembered as the greatest warrior our people have ever seen. These warriors won't follow anyone else.
You will be forgotten. The Emperor's champion will defeat you.
The Emperor's champion is rotting in a cell in the lower city. It's you.
Champion.
That's betrayer. Hero, more like.
Seijuro was one of the greatest warriors of our people, and I had been sitting in jail for 3 years.
The stories will tell only of your defeat. You should never have come here. Fate chose me to rule.
You can't beat me.
Prison has done nothing for your skill. What are you waiting for?
We need Commander Seijuro.
You dishonor me.
We need you. You are a great warrior.
I won't serve beneath you.
Then slay me. Take my place. Command our armies.
You've gone mad.
Apollyon did this to us. Not Seijuro. I will not fight the Legion's war for them!
The Emperor's champion. Heading our armies again.
I'm going to Ashfeld. Our enemy is there.
Major League Puddle Jumpers asks, what's my favorite medieval game? Could you be more specific? You want realistic medieval game or medieval themed? In other words, does fantasy count?
Before the Emperor's champion led Ayu's army into Ashfeld, they came here on a scouting mission. They would need to find safe passage for their army to my fortress. But Ashfeld has changed.
Medieval themed, so if it includes fantasy, I'd have to say that would be Ultima Online. Ultima Online back in the day was an amazing game. And yes, for Honor, Honor should have a U. I am an American, but I like to spell Honor with a U, personally. Everyone who's talking about the finer details of how to spell Honor.
Apollyon had been as generous to her own people as she had been to ours. We needed to understand what was happening in Ashfeld, so we explored.
Videamus quam excellis!
Where is the army?
Ashfeld liked to remind us of her catastrophic past. Occasionally the ground would shake.
This game is no honor when playing online.
A warning that what had happened once
I talked about that last stream. It seems like how people expect this game to be played online is kind of like people having house rules for things, but no one knows exactly what house rules are, and so then people end up getting really upset. I've noticed that a few times. On top of the normal people being upset when playing a
feed on the
game
weak
like
in
this. Working my way towards this checkpoint.
The Iron Legion lands to the south were more stable than ours. Peaceful. Ashfeld itself fought against stability. And we are all reflections of our homes.
Vogliamo poter spugnare!
There's a lot of enemies we're supposed to be fighting right now.
There is no law here. I needed to find Momiji and finish our scouting mission.
Apparently I'm not supposed to just go straight up the gate. So I saw the side path, but I figured I wouldn't take it. Apparently I have to.
Momiji!
Check out this creepy castle.
The castle wasn't as abandoned as we had thought. Our quiet scouting mission had taken a very loud turn.
I remember them being better.
How the mighty have fallen.
So in the chat, you're saying, you know, sometimes it's fun to win with an kind of honorable way. So they're trying to be all fancy, and you just kind of grab and push them off the edge. I'd agree. It's a really quick way to get a kill, and certainly
Perhaps antagoning the knights
if
had
you're
been a mistake.
If you're being competitive, sometimes you have to do that. But at the same token, like I almost, you know, it's not that there's an honorable aspect to it. It's just that it feels kind of cheap, and I'd like it to be like a little bit more fair. Sometimes I feel like the pitfalls in levels are just a little bit too easy. Honestly, you know, I don't like losing in that manner, so I don't really like winning in that manner.
They fight like they have no leader.
done? Why am I fighting so many of these guys? What am I missing? Yeah, the way you look at it, throwing someone over the edges, or being thrown over the edges on you. Yeah, it's true to some extent, but some classes are better at grappling than others, and some resist it a lot better. Finally.
Unorganized.
I saw a warden leading a group of knights away from the fortress. We should follow them.
Apollyon's borders were open. Who had done this?
Will I ever do armor reviews in the future? Yes. I eventually want to get some better armor than what I have, because everything I have is kind of fake armor. But it's expensive, and I've just never gotten around to it. I've done one helmet review before, but it was, you know, it's more about the aesthetics than it is the functionality of it. I did that dwarven helmet.
I know that one. Warden.
Are they rebelling? Can they do that? I think we should leave.
Why?
Insert your own Skyrim joke here.
It was time to go.
Would I do, so one of the questions in chat was, would I do comparisons between armors from different cultures, etc.? The answer is really no. That's not really what my channel is about. Faster. I don't really like those type of videos myself. Like, I'm not really that interested in talking about it that way. Unless there's a specific thing that really comes up that I really want to talk about. I don't really see me doing those type of videos. Alright, so I'm supposed to escort her this way.
This hurts a lot.
So she's going to fight instead. So let's fight real quick. Alright, this way. Yeah, someone said those comparison videos are almost always almost entirely just speculation. Yeah, so I'll be honest, I try really hard, generally speaking, to avoid what I call clickbait videos. I don't want to talk about things because it's some sort of expectation that I'm going to constantly have conversations about, I don't know, why katanas are better than longswords, or longswords are better than katanas, or you know, is the defenses of a castle in a fantasy film realistic? Like, there are people who like to do those type of videos, there are people who like those videos. More power to them, it's not my thing. So if I'm going to have a conversation about anything, that's usually going to be historical-based things or reviews of products. Mostly I do the reviews of products. I started this entire channel as a way of kind of giving back to the community that I'm a part of, giving my insights and doing reviews on things. And the Historia series is my way of having conversations about history and things that I've discovered in doing research. So, you know, it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm just not really interested in doing those other types of videos all that much. And no, I'm not taking shots at Shad. Shad does those type of videos, and he's been very successful doing them. You know, he's got some. He's rapidly approaching 100,000 subscribers, which is really incredible. And there are people who like that type of stuff, so that's totally fine. I have no problems with Shad doing his thing. I mean, I've done collaborations with Shad before. I like Shad. Shad's a good guy. But you know, there's only so much value in those speculation videos. You know, even recently, really, Matt Easton's been doing more of those kind of videos. They're popular.
We are not your enemy, champion.
You executed the Imperial family.
We are no longer Blackstones. No! This is my fight! You're better than this!
You have much to answer for, Warden!
I thought you were different, champion. Better!
Ah, wow. That was very cool. And to expand a little bit more on what I was saying about all of the content that my peers do, specifically, you know, Shad, Metatron, Skull Gladiatoria. Wow, boy, this guy's. You know, their content is designed for a very specific thing, and there are people who really like that content. I've watched it, I enjoy it. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's not very unique, and it isn't very original. Is probably the way I put it. We're having trouble blocking this guy. And the originality, the problem with the originality, this game actually does a really good job of highlighting that. We saw that very specifically when every single major channel out there that's kind of part of this medieval subculture on YouTube, they all did a video on the conversation, not only about the historical reality of this game, but specifically talking about the game theory episode that was horribly inaccurate. And again, more power to them for calling out really bad research and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if everyone's doing the same content, you know.
Huh. I was right. You are the Emperor's champion. Your army will find the path to the Blackstone Fortress clear. Good luck.
I had taken my measure of that, Warden. Once you cross swords with someone, you know they're hard.
All the lands are awash with Viking looters.
Alright, hopefully this is the last one.
War against one another. And now, the Emperor's champion knocks at my door with an army. This will be a day for wolves.
People noting that, it was all different content that these different channels did. Yes, that's very true. They all approached it in a different way, but I think my point was they all did roughly the same thing. They all talked about a video that someone else did and why it wasn't accurate, which is fine. I have nothing against it. They should totally do it, and everyone should rip apart that terrible, terrible episode of Game Theory.
Reinforcements!
But
do not lose this courtyard.
7 videos
The samurai
of the same
have
thing.
reached the second gate. Here they come! Master, Iron Legion, outside our walls.
There you are. And what are you doing, Holden? At last. Move! Hold the samurai. I'll deal with the Iron Legion.
The fortress of the Blackstone Legion. The gates had fallen. The escape tunnels were all blocked. We had them. The catapults were on the upper level. Destroying their catapults was our first priority.
Enemicus est!
Boy, I'm having trouble with this guy. That's because my stamina's gone. Oof. That's rough. Heal.
Got one. Osu puto! Expect us!
Talion was back there somewhere. She would not escape me. We needed to block the entrances, to cut off their reinforcements.
They pushed us back too hard!
Let's see, what am I supposed to do? It has marks on these things, but this is... Oh, there it goes. That was weird. It's not what it did before, I thought.
These knights are all fanatics.
One more.
We'd taken the fortress. Now, Hukuma and I would start hunting.
Ostis est!
Alright.
Hukuma!
Right, sure, why not?
I don't really know how adding wood to fire puts a fire out, but alright.
All that was left was up.
Health regen would be a nice thing, I would imagine.
It's
I needed to buy
Watch my
Hukuma time.
Well, this guy doesn't defend.
Arrows! Lift faster!
It's stuck! Nope. Nope, never mind. I got it. I got it. Orochi, go! Go. You've got this.
I couldn't risk Apollyon escaping.
Uh-oh.
I had to find her.
I think the game just crashed. Oh dear. Wow. Well, that might be it for this live stream. Alright, I think we're going to have to call it quits there, everyone. It would appear that this has absolutely destroyed my game. So, I am going to call it quits there. I guess what will happen is I will go pick up this last level at some point. And do one more live stream of it at some point. But at this point, this has been 3 hours, roughly. And so I think I'm going to call it quits there with it crashing. So I appreciate everyone watching. Oh well. There we go. Have a good one, everyone. Alright, wait. So, is everyone saying they really, really want me to finish this right now? Is that what I'm hearing? Alright. Let's relaunch the game. Let's hope that my entire progress is not destroyed here. Doing it just because I like you guys. But if it crashes again, I'm not gonna finish it this time. I'm hoping this last level won't take too long. This is also assuming this game will actually launch at this point. Oh, this game takes forever to boot, too. Alright, here we go. That's right, it couldn't be an Ubisoft game without at least one crash. Very true. Why not make a live stream channel to do this? I might do that. I don't really want to fill up my entire channel with these type of videos, per se. But then you gotta go through the entire process of setting up a channel. So, alright, I'm actually doing this on normal instead of hard just so I can get it done at this point. Make it a little bit easier on myself and hopefully make it go a little bit quicker.
Reinforcements!
Do not lose this courtyard.
The samurai have breached the second gate.
The fortress of the
All my
Blackstone
progress
Legion.
is lost.
The catapults were on the upper level.
So let's make this quick.
Destroying their catapults was our first priority.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about having to redo this entire level. I don't think I was super far in it, but it's still annoying. Get out of my way. Thank you.
Shut down. Join the others. I know that knight.
Well done, Samurai. Well done.
Apollyon was back there somewhere. She would not escape me. We needed to block the entrances, to cut off their reinforcements. Need to seal those doors.
I'll let all my buddies finish off all these peons.
We've taken the fortress. Now Okuma and I would start hunting.
Why not?
Yes, thankfully this is not the whole game that I'm having to redo here. That would be really annoying. It's already annoying enough
All
to have
that
to
was
redo this
left
part.
was up.
It's going.
I needed to buy Okuma time.
Arrows! Lift faster!
Well, that wasn't too bad getting back to where I was.
Escaping. I had to find her. Awesome champion. Keep going.
Great. This one you just keep spamming the light attack and it seems to kill them pretty quickly. No finesse needed. Healing banner, I would like that. I'm skipping all the breakables at this point. Kick this guy off the edge.
I could hear knights killing knights. There.
Here we go.
Finally, the Dawn Empire have arrived.
Yield! Face justice!
I'll pass.
I had found her. Now I needed to survive.
My goodness.
For the Emperor!
You are the first samurai to reach this place. Congratulations.
Here you go.
You are the first samurai to reach this place. Congratulations. Come.
Her skill was greater than mine. I would have to exceed myself.
Every path leads you to me.
You will fall, demon!
Look, I'm gonna push her off the edge.
Death waits for us. Come, Ward.
It would be the end.
I must defeat you!
You surprised me, Jack.
Oh no. There we go.
It's over. We will have peace.
Peace. So, what happens now? You all just go home? You came into my home. And you brought your armies. What did you think would happen? Peace? That isn't how the world works. Don't speak to me of your virtues. Duty. Kinship. Honor. You've forgotten what you are.
You want war. Only war.
All I want is for you to admit what you are. All of you. My wolves.
You know the rest.
7 more years of bloody war. Apollyon played us all. One against the other. For what? To weed out the weak.
Why did you call us here, Cross?
I didn't. I was sent by the new Lord Warden. To make amends. Thousands of my people dead! Well, here's your chance for vengeance.
We've shared our stories, like your Lord Warden requested. Now, why are we here?
Peace.
Peace.
Even if it were possible, we're no peacemakers.
Is it an unworthy goal?
Well, no. Is this how it starts?
It would have to start with us.
We will die in this attempt. You know that. But it would make a worthy tale.
There you go. That is For Honor, the campaign. Kind of a mediocre campaign with a nonsensical story. It is what it is. Gameplay is fun enough. Some of the moments in the campaign were fun. Honestly, its current gameplay setup is not something that that I think is gonna have longevity unless they change up how the game plays. I don't really see how sequels to this would really be possible. So that's kind of a weird ending to this game, and really just kind of a mediocre, blasé end result. This is probably a game that, having watched this live stream, you could probably skip at this point. I am glad that I sat down for the last 20 minutes here and finished it after the crash. That way this is just the last video that I'll do as a live stream on this game. Like I said, I got some other kind of more fun live streams in the future. So yeah, there you go. Kind of a typical way for Ubisoft to end one of their games, in a way you just kind of go, alright, well, oh well. It is fun. I'll probably play some more multiplayer, but I have a feeling that I'll be done with this game in about a week, and really probably won't be revisiting it past that point. So, except for maybe here and there, just to see if they ever change anything with like DLC. There you go, guys. I appreciate you watching me play this for 3 hours now. That's quite the long live stream. I really knew it was going to be kind of a pretty long one because I was only halfway through the Viking campaign, and so I knew I was going to be basically doing half again as much as I had done up to this point. I hope you enjoyed it. I know live streams aren't my normal thing, and they probably won't become my normal thing, but I'll probably do them here and there. As I mentioned, I will be doing kind of pre-announcements for any live streams I will do on my Facebook page. And I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and until next time, keep on keeping on with all the good medieval stuff. Talk to you later.